Hello everybody, this is Neanderthal Gaming and welcome back to our Vanilla Creative series. Today we will be continuing off right where we left off last time with another half-hour long episode of me speeding up what I did. This episode took me 2 hours to do. Obviously I'm just doing 4 times speed on it. Alright, so let's get right into it. Here I am adding decoration and kind of structure to our staircase that goes down from the bridge to the island in the middle of the lake. In the last episode, one of the last things I mentioned was that I took down the facade of cobblestone around the main front of the castle, and I truly thought that I did take that down, but I guess I didn't. I mean, I went back to record the rest of this episode, and it turns out that I left it there. And I guess I must have found a way to make it presentable. I guess I said I guess like 5 times, but yeah. Anyway, I guess we're leaving it now. I totally thought that I had destroyed it, but apparently not. So I went with kind of an oblong window design here. I can't really tell. You can't really tell by me zooming around at it. I might. Yeah, there's kind of a better look at it right there. So just still not going with real windows. I'm still going with just gaps. And right here, I didn't really like how it just kind of jutted down into the grass here. So I wanted to make kind of a gazebo thing. So it made it look more like an entrance. Oh yeah, I was fixing the pattern there. Okay, yeah, so here comes the gazebo part. Again, I'm using the polished andesite as a floor block, and then using the chiseled stone brick as kind of a accent block. That's kind of like if I'm using too much regular stone brick, I will use the chiseled stone brick to kind of break it up, you know, add a line here or there or a dot of it, so it just breaks up the monotony of using the same type of block. So there we have most of the design. Adding lights, those are glowstone blocks almost everywhere, and then adding caps to it. Go. So I think that looks pretty cool, even from the inside. Oh yeah, and I didn't like how tall it was, and so I added kind of a little circular design coming down using the stairs and then some more chiseled stone brick. So that is the final product. Little fly around there, and then I decided that I wanted to make a tower on the island, and a big tower at that. So I kind of flew up above and noticed that this part of the island was pretty round, and so I kind of wanted to put it right in the center of that island, and I was just using grass and stone brick and stuff just to mark out even a circle. A little bit of trouble. For some reason I was off in my counting, but I got it solved in the end, so it didn't really matter. Again, I used MC Edit to create this, and you guys watch my technique in MC Edit because I achieved what my goal was, which was to make this tower super tall, but I did it in a way that made absolutely no sense, and I'm sure that there is a much easier way to do it. And I'll kind of explain when we get there. But anyway, I decided not to use a circle generator. I decided just to kind of use my own design, and it turned out, you know, pretty circular looking. It's not that hard. Just kind of oh yeah. So when it goes black, that's just when I press the stop recording. You can see it turn right. So I'm clearing out a space there. That's what I figured out. Oh no, I already had this one. And of course, filled the floor in with the polished andesite. One thing I was thinking of was adding either some shaders or maybe adding some connected textures with, especially with glass. So I'll look into that, and I guess we can just try them out, and I'll see what you guys think. Those of you who, oh, by the way, here we are in MC Edit. Just a thought. Those of you who like these videos, because I know there are a few people that like these videos, I would like you to comment your thoughts. I always ask, I don't always, but I usually ask a couple questions during each episode, like give me your ideas and stuff. I'd really like you guys to comment. For those of you who take the time to like, I mean, you might as well take the time to comment, right? And I really would appreciate that. So anyway, here we go. I basically copy and paste every section, and then I copy it again and paste it, which makes it, you know, twice the size. But I'm sure there's like a, you know, extrude function where you can select a circle and extrude it up as many as you want instead of just copying and pasting, you know, the one tall object. And then I had some problems with accidentally copied some grass and some flowers. But anyway, so there we are. And then I wanted to make it multi-level, working with some entrance ideas here. Don't worry, none of these made it past testing. I made a lot of changes to this tower. I was very unhappy with it for a long time. Same with this. MC edit wise, it took me a little bit too long. And this was just me laying the floors out. I went with 4 high each floor. That seemed fair to me. Obviously, I'm not going to fill every floor with something because what is this tower even for? I don't know. It's just out there. Maybe it's a watchtower, I guess. Yeah, that's what it is. So maybe I'll add something to the top of it. Yeah, in this video, basically I have the outside of the structure finished, the base, or the main tower part at least, but I do not put any kind of roof on or any decoration on the top. So I'm thinking that I want to do that. And so here begins a long section of me trying to make kind of like a dormer thing coming out of the side, you know, like a window, something that looks nice. And I tried using stone and stuff that was like, oh, that looks too similar to everything that's already there. So I tried using wood. And for some reason, the wood in this texture pack just does not go with the stone brick. I don't know. But I tried so many different combinations of stuff, and I just hated every single one. And so I ended up going with basically nothing. But yeah, this is a long period of me just trying stuff out and going, oh my god, I absolutely hate this. So I just quit and went back to just filling in the floors. And don't worry, I didn't fill in each floor manually. I ended up using MC Edit to, I think I did, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. To just fill in the rest of the floors with the polished andesite. Yeah, here we go. So I didn't waste too much of my time. So this is just me copying and pasting that circular polished andesite and moving it up to the bar I have sitting across, and then moving it down one so it's even with the bar. The trick was getting it to fill out the whole floor, you know, just making sure the shape was in the right spot, but you know, it all worked out in the end. I actually didn't have any trouble with that. Here I am busting out windows on each floor, adding some light also. I really like the height. I didn't. I think that 5 high for each floor would have been a little too high, and then 3 high is obviously too low, and 2 high is very too low. Very too low. I'm good at English. Yeah. So 4 was good height. There I am adding some stairs just to make it look a little, I don't know, a little more window-like. And then adding glowstone for light on the outside as well as the inside. And that's the thing I have some trouble with. with big structures is you can put lighting on the walls and stuff, but in the middle of structures, usually lighting is hard. So there I tried poking a hole in the corner to try to do another window, but it looked too open, and I didn't really like it, so I just closed those up and decided not to do that. I just left the tower more solid. So here I was trying to break up the monotony that was just a solid stone brick structure by trying to add little bump outs on the side of the tower. I tried using the wool there you saw. I tried using cobblestone. I tried using the glowstone. But in the end, I decided not to do any three-dimensional changes to the outside, but just to add some breaking of the monotony by using the chiseled stone brick and some cobblestone eventually, which we have not seen yet. So just going in each floor, actually every other floor, I think is what I did. Yeah, so I didn't do every floor because that would have seemed too stripey for me. And so every other floor, I went and added a layer, a stripe, I guess, of the chiseled stone brick. And then I thought that looks a lot better, but then I thought, well, we need something else. And so I tried doing these little, I don't know, lighting things, but they looked a little too, I don't know, a little too random. And I kind of liked how that looked, where I did the stone brick and then the cobblestone, but again, it stuck out a little too far for me and it didn't really make sense, and so I decided, well, I guess I kept trying things here. Oh, I did just a tunnel down the middle just so I could easily access all the floors. Here I wanted to add stairs to the outside just so you can get up to each of the entrances, of course. And I didn't like that the andesite was outside. That's kind of like an indoor flooring type of thing. Kind of like a tile, I guess. So, next... Oh yeah, sleep in the bed. Quit the rain, that helps. As you can see, the facade cobblestone is still on the castle. So here I am flying around, kind of just looking at it, and then here's where I decided to use the cobblestone. And I just, wherever there was a layer of the chiseled stone brick, I went around and added a layer of the cobblestone right underneath it. And so, again, every other floor there was a layer of chiseled stone brick and cobblestone. So it broke up the monotony of the stone brick, but again, it wasn't, you know, stripy like I don't know, something stripy and can-shaped. And I actually am happy with the result of just changing some of the blocks up. And that's something you can do. In the last episode I talked about depth, you know, adding lots of stairs and slabs to the bridge and stuff, and adding depth, like actual 3D depth, to break up the monotony. That's what I mentioned. It was like breaking up the monotony of the stone brick. You don't actually have to use different blocks. You can use 3D depth by using the stairs and slabs. But in this, I used more of the different block styles to add depth. Not necessarily actual depth, but it does change how the building looks. Here I just added a kind of a ring of stairs around the bottom, make it look more stable, kind of. And it's a little bit of terraforming here, making the ground a little more even around the base of the tower. And I liked how that looked also. So that is the mostly finished tower. And I think that must be where I stopped. So here, I wanted to add another set of towers to our castle, kind of make it like a hexagonal shape. Not a true hexagon, but a slightly hexagonal shape. And so, oh, actually not quite yet. I haven't even, yeah, so sorry. I added pillars or towers at the back corners of the castle, slightly smaller than the front ones. But I just kind of wanted to build them into the side of the mountain. And so they are one radius smaller than the front towers. But what I was doing with the glowstone earlier was plotting out a spot for the third set of towers. So sticking with the same pattern of I kept the layer of chiseled stone brick at the same level throughout the entire castle, and so it was kind of like a stripe that broke up, 40 blocks of stone brick. So it made it look like actual floors or actual layers. And here I added some more chiseled stone brick and glowstone kind of window. I'm air quoting when I say that, window looking things. And so for the third set of towers, I went I tried to do an even distance away from each set of towers that I already had. And then here's the other side. Again, doing the polished andesite as the floor on the inside, and then I also wanted to make the towers accessible from this main floor. Had to make sure it was on the right level for the the chiseled stone brick. And then evening the towers out, and then adding an entrance, and then adding some stone brick stairs just to make the entrance look a little nicer. And then I also tried adding entrances to the front towers, but because the front side and the east and west side, the walls entered attached to the tower at different points of the circle, the entrances didn't look symmetrical. So I just decided to not have entrances to the front towers from the main floor, just the back towers, and then these side towers that I do here. And so one thing that I really thought long and hard about on these side towers was I wanted to have them an equal distance from the front and the back towers. But the only way to do that was to have the circle not be a circle. It had to be an oval with an even number on part of it. Also, I added a cobblestone facade here, but then I realized that I didn't need it because I was going to be covering that up anyway. So that is not the shape of the circle. That is the shape of the circle. So it does have an odd side to it, and it also has an even side to it, which can hinder or help building depending on what you think. There I just removed a pocket of sand. It made absolutely no sense being there. Anyway, here is the third set of towers going up. And once I connected these third set of towers to the rest of the castle, I really think that it started to look like a castle to me. Obviously, I did not finish the castle in this episode. We're going to be working on that for a long, long time. But, it's starting to resemble something that, you might call a castle. And so here I am attaching the third set of towers to the other towers, using the same pattern of glowstone that I had before, and then continuing the chiseled stone brick stripe across, and then building up the wall as high as the towers go. So really, the towers aren't really towers, because they don't really stand by themselves. They're just really part of the wall of the castle, but they are hollow, obviously, and that's probably where the stairs will be, is inside the towers. So they are kind of towers. I don't know the true definition of tower, but the one on the island is truly a tower, because that stands alone, just a pillar, but these are pillars, but they have walls connected to them. So you kind of saw a brief glimpse there of really, I think, a cool shape. On the inside, at least. It's not straight. They aren't straight angles from the towers to the other tower, so it doesn't actually look like a hexagon from the inside or the outside, really, or the top, which we'll see at the very end. It kind of makes a cool arching effect, circular, lots of circular shapes in this, not so much straight lines, which I really like. Doing the same thing over here, just connecting the towers and making the castle one solid object. They're adding another layer of chiseled stone brick, the stripe, and then adding the polished andesite, again, kind of like the tile flooring. And then build up, adding the floor of the tower, and then building up the wall. Forgetting to sleep once again. I'll just go ahead and start talking about this before it happens. After I got done finishing the wall here, I had an idea. I kind of just turned around and looked back at the mountain that we're butting up against, and I thought it was a really, really nice looking mountain from where we were. And so I kind of wanted to have just a huge, giant window. Here I am adding more like windows. So I wanted to add a huge window, but I built the frame of the window, and I started adding glass, and then I realized that I didn't like how it looked, so I tore it all down. And I'll stop talking about it. We'll get there, but I guess I'm just terraforming here, just kind of changing the dirt layout again, just making it look less uniform, more like dirt, I guess. Not the most super. Oh, here I was just tidying up the riverbed. I guess I got super bored and decided, hey, I guess tidy up the riverbed. So removing little ugly gravel patches and random little gravel spots, little sand spots. Yeah, but anyway, here, that's right there. That's where I saw the mountain. I was like, hey, I want to showcase the mountain. So I added this humongous window. The biggest window I've ever built in Minecraft. And thankfully, I didn't fill the whole thing in with glass because I decided against this in the end. But I did really like the shape that I made. First try, really. I kind of just wanted to do a big tapering at the top window. And actually, the sun was right at the a cool peak, like right at the tippy top of the window. So there, that is the shape. And then I added stairs along the inside, thinking I wasn't gonna put windows in the window, because you can't really put windows in. You can't put glass panes in. That's what I should say. You can't put glass panes in if you have stairs. So I removed the stairs from the inside, thinking that the stairs on the outside would be good enough, and they were. The shape was still really awesome, but after I added about 3 or 4 layers of glass, I decided against the window, the big window, I should say, because after I do destroy all of what I've built here, I do decide to go with smaller windows because the mountain still needs to be showcased. Obviously, we're not just gonna have a blank wall here. We're gonna need either glass panes to see through or just holes in the castle. So right there, I also looked for some reason. For some reason, I thought that texture packs added connected textures, but it's not the texture pack. It is usually a certain mod that adds it. I can't remember what it's called. I used to have it installed, but then Minecraft got updated and I haven't downloaded the most recent version. But it supposedly makes your game faster and adds connected textures for some things. And it might not work with the texture pack, so we'll see. remember to sleep, and here I am just destroying all the mistakenly placed glass that I have. So, when I end up deciding to try are smaller windows that end with each floor. So I decided that the main entrance room that the bridge comes into, that we're flying around in now, I decided that to be 2 stories. I say that in air quotes, you can't see me, but 2 stories tall. And so basically 2 layers of chiseled stone bricks tall. That's what I decided on. And so I chose that kind of arch shape again, except much smaller, obviously. So I have 2 smaller arches on the side, and then 1 big arch in the middle. And then that was a little too tall, and so I made it even with the rest of the castle, and then I filled it in with glass panes. I did not use any colored glass panes. I could change some of the glass panes to colored glass panes very easily in the future, but just for now I use regular clear glass panes. Maybe once we decide on the castle's, color. Usually like a castle has a seal or something, like a flag with, like white and blue, or red and gold, or green and black, something like that. Maybe once we decide on this castle's colors, we could change the window panes to those colors. But for right now, just clear plain glass. So besides filling in the Sorry, I heard a noise outside. It's raining very heavily, and I'm worried about my trees right now. But anyway, so besides filling in the windows with glass, I also filled the negative space in between the arches with glass. Also, here I am, finally tearing out that facade. It took me a very long time to do that, but I decided that I wanted to do glass panes on the front also. So rip the stairs and the cool slabs that I added and say hello to the glass. So I did the same thing here. I not only added windows to the inside of the window, or glass panes to the inside of the windows, but I also added glass panes to the in-between parts. And then I also added a layer of stone brick on top. And so here I guess I filled in the rest of the gaps there, but here I decided that I wanted to add the floor of the second floor, or the ceiling of the first floor. So I added another layer of stone brick all the way around all the towers and all the parts of it, of the castle. And then started building the second floor with the stone brick, and decided, wait, no, the floor has to be andesite. So I started doing that, and this took me quite a long time. Probably could have used some function of MC Edit, but I was just watching YouTube videos off the side. Didn't really matter to me. This is kind of fun for me anyway. It's also really satisfying to watch at 4 times speed. And there you go. I did not add layers of floor to the towers quite yet, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do stairs in every single tower or just one of the towers, but I've decided now that I do want to do stairs in at least 2 of the 6 towers. Maybe all of them, but I'm not sure yet. So I left those empty, that's what I'm saying. Again, forgetting to sleep. Man, I thought I was pretty diligent about sleeping, but I guess you spend 2 hours doing this, you should sleep. It's nighttime every 10. It's nighttime 10 minutes of every 20 minutes. So yeah, half the time. I should have slept 12 times. Yeah, every 20 minutes, sleep once. But if you sleep, it skips the night. So really, every 10 minutes you should sleep. Yeah, I guess I never really thought of it that way. So here it is, the inside of the castle, all done. Adding lights on the outside, just kind of continuing the same level as the one on the outside. So again, this lights up the inside on the edges, but not on the inside in the middle. And so I got a little creative with, well, not really creative, I just added lights in the floor So here we have this big dark spot by the bed, and I was concerned with that. So I just decided to add lights on the floor. And I started going too wide there, and I ended up not liking that. So I changed it to just a little grid of 9 lights. And then I also did the same thing. Directly above the lights on the floor, I put the lights in the ceiling, which is also the floor of the second floor. So, got those done, and then added these. And at this point, once I saw the whole inside of the castle done, or of this first floor, at least, you know, structurally done, it really hit me that this is really a massive build, and I really like how it's turning out. So here I am just kind of flying around, giving all sorts of angles. Look on the inside. Oh yeah, I didn't actually put windows on those 3 open spaces that I had before. So here we are at the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.